Here we are in the Mash House at Bruichladdich. It's Friday afternoon, so everything's cleaned down for the weekend. It gives you the chance to see what the mash tun looks like. This is an old traditional mash tun from 1881. As all the equipment in this distillery, we've still got all the original stuff here. So this is a site you won't really see anymore. 7 tons of barley goes in here, 36,000 litres of water from the loch in the hills behind, and it goes in at 65 Celsius, and the sugar molecules are dissolved into that water, and you can see from the slotted floor that the sweet water percolates through the grist and through the slotted floor. Ignore the big holes, that's just for getting rid of the debris at the end. But it goes through that slotted floor, which is a false floor. And this brown, because of the peaty water and the malty content of the malted barley, flows away through a heat exchanger below us, which cools it down to 20 degrees Celsius, which is the temperature that will allow the yeast to operate in. Any hotter than that, and the yeast would get killed.
Do you think that it's interesting, you can see that it's a golden colour, whereas in fact the plates are silver, aren't they? So the colour is the skim of water that's been left in the tun.
Yes and no, there actually are golden coloured plates.
Oh,
yes.
It's
a nice idea, yes.
Do you think the
bronze
peated water contributes any flavour to the...
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know. I mean, we've never done any analysis of it. Sure.
I mean, generally, people say not.
Well, but then a lot of false answers are given for various reasons. But the principle is that Islay is a rock with a sponge on top. Maybe 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters thick of peat. So any water that falls by rain falls through the peat, percolates through the peat, hits the bedrock, and off it goes. We have burns, we have streams, we have water, and it's brown. It's sometimes as black as Guinness. If it's in spate. So default situation, all water brown. Brown because of peat phenolic content. We reckon the water has a phenolic content of about 2 or 3 parts per million. Is that noticeable in the whiskey when it's... I don't know. I wouldn't have thought so. Sure, the mineral content of the water is greatly affected. I mean, I was on... I took a slurp from a burn on Jura in the Paps the other day, and it was it was literally coming straight out of the side of the mountain, out of the quartz, and it was very, very minerally, very stony. It's why you don't find distilleries on chalk areas, because of the calcium in chalk. It's why breweries are located in specific parts, Burton-on-Trent and stuff, because the water was ideal for brewing. It's the same thing with the distilleries. You need a reliable water supply primarily. It's no good having water that runs out every 5 minutes.
Yes.
Sure, we have water reliability problems here. This sponge effect, global warming. Will we ever have enough? I don't know. For our requirements, sure, we've got plenty. But it still means, in June, May, we sometimes have to stop because the sponge has dried up and there's no water left. But I think there's a lot of so-called experts in the industry that will say, oh yes, the water's irrelevant. It makes no difference whatsoever. We might as well be connected to the mains. Other people that say, oh well, no, the water's really important. But I would love to do a definitive. Perhaps that's what you should do, a definitive survey, because I'm sure it does make a difference. If it makes a difference for beer production, we're making beer first. So why should it suddenly become not pertinent? I don't have the technical answers for you yet, but I do think it does make a difference. Here we're on Nice rock. This peninsula, the Rins of Islay, is Nice rock.
The oldest rock in the world, isn't it?
In Britain. In Britain. 1,800 million years old. So that's the bedrock. Peat on top. I'm sure that has a mineral impact on the water that we have. An impact that would be different to our neighbouring distilleries. How it it becomes apparent. You know, the relevance, I don't know.